I'm old head Ed.
And I'm Mr. Beleaf. And we like to welcome y'all to Barcodes. Barcodes is a podcast where we delve into the lyrics of your favorite MCs, verse by verse.
Each episode, we invite an artist onto the show,
break down their own bars, and give the listeners a deeper understanding of the meaning and inspiration behind their music.
From underground up-and-comers to established industry veterans.
We cover it all. So join us as we explore the art of MCing and the stories behind the bars on Barcodes.
Barcodes in the building.
I am old head Ed.
Mr. Beleaf, you already know.
And this is a podcast where we get an esteemed guest, an esteemed MC to sit down and talk bars with us. Unpack that, if you will.
Yep.
We get into just the mind frame that it takes to put together a verse. What each line means, the hidden meanings, the stuff that might go over people's head as we were referring to it off mic, and what better way to get it than from the artist himself.
From the horse, right from the horse's mouth.
Yes.
There you go.
I don't know where that term came from.
I don't know, but it's weird. Like, why you up in the horse's mouth?
Must be Mr. Egg, because he's the only horse who ever fucking talked in history.
Yes, correct. Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah. And then there's also, you should never look a gift horse in the mouth too. There's like
That's
a couple different horse-related phrases.
Can't lead a horse.
And honestly, that's a gift from me. That's a gift for me right here to be here today. So I appreciate it.
Damn, we glad you made it happen.
Who do we have here today, though?
Who we have here today? We got none of the young king, Y.K Hamilton.
There you go.
Yes. Sir, how we doing?
Chilling. Lovely.
All right.
Glad to be here. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to hang out with y'all and talk on some shit, you know.
Word.
Yeah.
I gotta say, and I don't know, Beleaf could echo it or he could have his own. Definitely someone who once I found my way back into just witnessing things happening in the hip hop scene in South Florida. One of the most, I'd say, refreshing performances. I know Beleaf said it off camera.
Yeah.
Wait, we have a certified La Plancha winner and defending champ.
That's right. Two times, baby.
Don't fuck around, man.
2 times.
Two times.
Shouts to Orion, DJ XS La Plancha, one time a month at 10th level. And yeah, man, you went in, but watching you perform at various venues and the show always holding the same, staying true. Even if it was at the brewery over at Orchestrated Minds, my man will go from a DJ set to performing without skipping a beat.
With the outfit change, though, because, the
yes.
DJ and the MC, we whole different characters.
Two different entities, yo.
Yeah, facts.
So shouts to you to putting together a hell of a show.
You might not like my bars, but the kid is fresh.
There's something you're gonna approve of. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So we asked you to bring a track to the table, and this time around you brought Skynet.
Skynet. It's a new unreleased joint. So look out for that in the future.
Barcodes exclusive. And Beleaf.
Got another exclusive?
Yeah, man. We're racking those up.
Yeah. I mean, we haven't had one in a while. I got to be honest. People have been giving us stuff that's out, which is cool too.
I won't take that as a reflection.
Great. Hey, the stuff that people already listen to and they maybe not understand it helps them break it down. That makes more sense, honestly.
True.
But this is an exclusive. So like, I seen the name of the track. The track is called Skynet. Right now, I'm gonna ask you, what brought that name about on this track?
Well, I think like the track will kind of explain it as we go and listen to it. But like it's basically about like, all right, so it's not, I've been being an MC a long time, I've been in studios a long time. Everything is digital. Everything is done on a laptop.
Yeah.
We promote through the internet. Everything is, just out there. And a lot of this track is basically revolved around like it's just the concept of my computer. You know what I mean? Like what my computer does and what my computer holds. Like if you hear the last of the track, it's like we'll get to it, but it's like my computer's a weapon, my computer's a legend, and it's basically it's just saying like, yo, like this is our format, it's digital format, and it's more than that too. It goes into it. Skynet, if anybody knows what Skynet is, that's that Terminator stuff, where like the robots and computers and AI takes over. And like, if you've been paying attention to AI and computers, like it's getting wild out there. Like we got fake MCs and artists where people are making AI lyrics and then having AI imagery be the artist. So it's almost like, yo, I don't know. We don't know. Like maybe labels are like we know industry plants. We know what industry plants are.
Yeah,
but it might even be getting deeper than that. Because like there was a dude that came out and he was literally just an AI created bot, and then his lyrics were created AI, and he got canceled apparently.
That's right. Yeah, because
he was too like racially ambiguous or like something was going on.
Somebody pressed the delete button.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Hopefully, whoever owns Bitcoin said, "Nah, this ain't happening."
Yo, you know China actually has an AI program called Skynet?
No.
I'm dead ass.
Really, for real?
I'm dead ass, yo, for real.
I mean, I'm not surprised, but I'm surprised. One of those.
No,
things.
actually, and they're like, no, it's not evil.
To be honest,
like, what do you mean?
No, to be honest, there was a girl. She had a tramp stamp and said Skynet in Chinese on her back that I was fucking with recently, but.
Wow,
that's a lie. That's a lie.
I was like, yo, that's fucking topical, bro. Like, yo, how do we know?
That's an interesting conversation.
Yeah. Especially when you ask her and then she explains it to you.
No, that's crazy.
Nah, I'm just fucking around, but yeah. So that's the concept. So basically, when we get into it, a lot of this is gonna be like. Just I'm talking about my computer and what my computer does, sort of, but like it's kind of it'll be self-explanatory after a minute. Here.
And I really fuck with it because before we even get into it, I fuck with it because you're pretty much we're coming to the conclusion that computer technology plays such a role in where we was used to back in the days, just writing something down on paper, and that was like the technological advance that we use. Now yes.
Oh, we ain't got no pen and pad in here. We got
it's so omnipresent, and you can't put together a song without using some form of technology. And so it's in control, like Skynet.
But not even that, like deeper than that. Like so some of the Ninth Wonder. Mm-hmm. He didn't come up off an MPC. That dude had Fruity Loops.
Yeah.
On a laptop.
Yep.
On a cheap laptop.
Yep.
And now everything, like some of the best engineers and producers, like, Ali from TDE or whatever, engineer ears, like that dude everything is in the box, which means that everything he does is on a laptop. Yeah. All his plugins, everything. He's multi-Grammy winning. He probably has some hardware in the studio and all that. Yeah. But everything is in the box, man. Yeah. Everything is on a computer. Everything is so easily accessible. Like MCs travel and they're on tour, and then they're in their hotel room with just a microphone and a laptop, recording new songs while they doing it.
Yeah.
And it's very much a digitally computer based, and it's great. Don't get me wrong, it's great. Some of it sucks because there's a million MCs that can do it now, and they just in their little bedroom studio where they got their little Acer laptop, and not all of it is great. Let's be honest. Yeah. But the accessibility is good. It's bad also because back in my day, you had to save up. $500 to get a Techniques turntables. You had to pay, your $1,500 to get an MPC. Like you really had to grind. And I'm 40 years old, and like having being in school and having a little job or whatever, that took months. Months to save up. To get that shit. And not to be like whatever, but that was I feel like that was like such a harder thing, and it was more passion because you really, 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 really wanted that.
Yeah, you really had to grind for it.
We was out buying a 40 sack of, smoking blunts or whatever, you was focused and trying to get this item, bro, trying to get this, trying to get a Tascam 4 track, trying to get it, you know what I mean? And I feel like that it's just like anything else. Like it's like, oh, so whimsical now. Like anybody could do it, but not everybody can do it.
That's true. That's true. Take that. Heed that. For sure. Let us get into Skynet. We're gonna have you go through 4 bars. Go ahead and jump in and break down the bars, and then Beleaf and I will jump in.
Make sure I got 4 bars. I got my bars is all over the place. All right, so we're gonna start like this. Skynet. So it's so much heat on my CPU, bitch. My computer not. Every day I pray to Skynet. I need a bot for sneaker drops. Copping crippy with cryptocurrency. Bitch, my computer rich. All these inflammatory statements got me taking ginkgo biloba and turmeric.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
All right.
So much. Yeah.
There's a lot there. I mean, there's a lot there.
It's dense.
A lot there. So basically, all right, the first, so much heat on my CPU is literally like, I got a computer full of hot shit. Every day I pray to Skynet. I need a bot for sneaker drops. And I'm a sneakerhead. Yeah. And if we all know what the Nike app is like and the sneaker app.
A lot of faders.
You can't buy that shit. If you don't got to buy it, you're not buying it.
That's
off
what I'm saying.
Of that site.
Or you just getting luck. You just one of the lucky dudes, And I'm not gonna lie, I'm on that shit every Saturday morning trying to cop some shit, and if I don't get it, you know, teardrop RIP. But I ain't paying half these resale prices that you sneaker heathens is charging me. So that's what in Skynet, the whole Terminator shit, like we were saying off camera, like the AI and everything is out of control, and just like the bots, man. So literally, I'm just like, I pray to Skynet like he's the God, but it's just I just want to grab some sneakers, some concert tickets. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean?
I just want some stuff, man.
Yeah, and then back to my computer, it's like copping Crippy with cryptocurrency, which is, if you know what Bitcoin originally was, it was basically a backdoor way to buy drugs on the deep net.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So copping Crippy with cryptocurrency, bitch, my computer rich, but all these inflammatory statements got me taking ginkgo biloba and turmeric.
Word.
And turmeric's an anti-inflammatory. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So a lot of people, all natural, baby.
Yeah.
But people talk a lot of shit, and it ain't true. You know what I mean? So my computer is definitely not rich. You know what I mean? I'm not.
If it has some Bitcoin on it,
I'm broken but not broke. You know what I mean? Like,
there's a difference.
I'm broken but not broke.
There's a difference.
But like, that's what it is. Like the computer is. I mean, how many hours a day you on a computer? You know what I mean? Like,
and that's what I was gonna say. That becomes a form of religion. That becomes a form of prayer, because the technology is so omnipresent that I could see where to me, that line hits me in that sense, where it's like every day people will show up to the altar if you're gonna, you know what I'm saying?
The altar of IG.
Whatever, what have you, whatever your vice is. That's and that'll dictate what you do. You know what I'm saying? I've been guilty of making recipes at the crib that I found on IG, because I'm like, look at this. But
that's the information. That's just the information superhighway, bro. And there's nothing wrong with it.
Yes.
It's just like there's a balance. Like everything, there's a balance, bro.
I'm getting my doctorate in YouTube University. So
okay,
right.
You're gonna walk the stage eventually.
We'll walk the stage eventually.
We're gonna be there to watch you throw that cap, bro.
Yes, sir. Valedictorian Beleaf in the building.
No cap. But he throwing the cap. No cap.
Yeah.
So and then turmeric is a natural anti-inflammatory. So you know what I mean. And a lot of people be talking shit on records, including me. I'm a boisterous MC. I've been doing it a long time. I think that's a part of being an MC. You could be like a poet MC or whatever, but the MCs I came up on was just, they very boisterous. And like, I'm a very humble dude if you meet me in real life. I'm a cool guy, whatever. I'm very approachable. But when I step on the stage and I got a mic in my hand, like I'm the only motherfucker on the planet that can rap. And that's just the truth. And I think most rappers should be that way.
Right.
I think that's part of the art form. It's just like, if you carry that off stage with you, you could be perceived as a wild dickhead. But for the most part, like, you need to have an ego to be in hip hop. I think whether it's because you've put in the 10,000 hours, which I think we all know what the 10,000 hours are, and I have. You could check my fucking record. I've been doing this a long time. Or if it's just being confident in what you do. And there's definitely a difference between confidence and ego. But when I got the mic in my hand, I'm an egotistical dickhead.
Yeah.
And there's no disrespect, because I'll show love to every other MC when I step off the stage. But when I'm up there with the mic, I'm the king of the world. And I think that's how you need to be.
You got to carry yourself in that fashion.
If you've seen me perform, I think you can attest to, like, that's the energy that I give. And honestly, that's the energy I want for every other MC that ever holds a mic.
It's like, it's similar to like what they would say is shadow work. You know what I'm saying? Like, where basically, like you said, you're very approachable. I feel the same way in my stance as an MC, where it's like, if you hear my records, you'll be like, damn, man, this nigga's you know what I'm saying, very cocky and very this and that, whatever. But that's how you gotta be, when you're on that mic. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I really resonate with what you just said there, because it's a true testament to what MCs are.
Think of all the greats, man. They was all talking that.
Yeah, of course.
Because that was
the moment that you leave room for doubt for those who are watching you do your thing on the stage. The moment that you leave room for doubt that you're not that person, guess what?
They jumping on it.
Yes.
No,
the group of people that are to watch you, right away they're like, get this guy off the stage.
No, I agree, but I think that's a difference in different types of MCs too, and people who make different types of hip hop. Like there is room for vulnerability in hip hop.
Well, yeah.
There's room for telling your life story. There's room for being sensitive and talking about females and love. There's room for all of that.
Yeah, Drake made a good career out of that shit.
Yeah,
Still,
I mean, R&B cat. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Yo, I ain't hating on Drake, but he's an R&B singer that does hip hop, honestly. And that's why thing about R&B and rap that's different is like every R&B dude, and since the beginning of time, it was always cool to sing somebody else's lyrics that they wrote for you. Hip hop has been one of the only art forms where it's like you
had to bring it to the table.
It's looked down upon if you don't write your own stuff. And honestly, like I've kind of moved past that because there's people that are artists and are trying to make the best thing possible and are surrounded by teams of people that can help them do that. And then there's MCs, and I don't necessarily call Drake an MC, but he's a dope rapper and he's a really great artist.
True.
Like,
Agreed.
I'll throw that out there. Like you can hate on that or whatever, but there's people that make music to make music, make good stuff, and if somebody can help you make it better or whatever, and that's your goal, making hits or whatever, like that's a whole.
Utilize that.
That's a whole different thing. You know what I mean? That's that pop star life. That's that, and that's a whole different thing. If you an MC that's grinding and wants to be known as like a really, really dope MC, you gotta write your own shit. You gotta be your own person. You gotta, solidify yourself in that way.
Burn.
I guess we could get on to this next one. I ain't new to it. Watch the way I maneuver it. 10 and 2 when I'm gripping it. Control the range, mini whip it 10. And I'm gonna stop right. I'm gonna stop just right there because there's some layers to that one. Right there,
okay. Right? It is making sense as I'm reading the lyrics for a second there. I'm like, I think he got the last name wrong, but there's a purpose. There's
many
calculated.
Whipperton. So
yes.
All right. So first of all, I ain't new the way I'm doing it. Watch the way I maneuver it. 10 and 2 when I'm gripping it. If you know how you're supposed to drive, they want you to drive at 10 and 2 like some old grandma, right? Yeah. And then I say control the range, mini Whipperton. All right, so it's like Range Rover, right? Control the range. And Minnie Riperton is known for being one of the illest R&B singers that have the greatest range as far as going from all the way to the top to having a low range. Because there's that song, Only You, right? And she hits like one of the highest notes ever.
Registered,
So control the range, Minnie Whipperton is multi-layers right there. It's like control the range like a whip, or control the range like Minnie Riperton.
Layers. Layers.
So that's like, you're like, you go, oh, wait, this is spelled wrong.
That's what's up, man.
Nah, it's on purpose.
I like that.
And then I go on, dropping horses out the circuit board, oh, Lord. Bitch, my computer kick. On the road to being rude rich. Y'all dudes food like a noodle dish. So, like, again, dropping horses out the circuit board means, like, my computer got horsepower, baby. You know what I mean? Just like my Polo got horsepower. We bringing the horsepower. Oh, Lord, bitch, my computer kick like a horse kicks. Because if you ever ridden a horse or being around somebody ridden a horse, you ain't supposed to be behind that horse.
Yeah, do not walk by. Yeah.
That dude will kick you straight in your shit and put your lights out. On the road to being rude and rich, you dudes food like a noodle dish. And that's just,
I got to say, it's kind of weird that we started off talking about horses, and then all of a sudden this bar came out with a horse. I was just like, oh shit, that's a tie back from the intro. Yeah. But it's dope that one thing that I really like about your writing is it's purposeful, right? It's not like, okay, one line, you write it, and then you're saying this one thing in this line, and that line doesn't relate to another line. That doesn't happen in your bars. And I just gotta say I just wanted to point it out that's one of the dope things that I see that you do on this on your writing style.
Yeah, I don't know if that's like how my brain works, but I'm not even gonna lie. Sometimes this shit happens on accident. But I think that's like me being able to, like, when it's in my head, the next part, and I go, oh shit, this works with this. And, like, I don't know, maybe there's something pointing me in that direction.
Yeah.
Or if that's just how my brain has been wired, because, like, I don't know, I've just been a hip-hop kid for so long and listening to the greats like Big L and like, people who have just the most amazing punchlines. Like, like, I don't really write, I'll be honest, I don't really, like, write a lot of, like, meaningful, not like not meaningful, but like I don't like writing a whole thing like that's so conceptual for the whole track. Like I've done that. I've done that. But really I just love to like sound really fucking cool. Get these, you know what I mean? But get these bars up.
But this
stuff does happen, you know what I mean? Where it's like there's layers to it, and it's to the point where you can like hear it. And I think that's what this whole thing is about. This whole Barcode thing is like when you can listen to the same song 5 times and know it, and then one day you're listening to it, and then something clicks. You go, oh, that's
he's talking about this because of this.
Yeah, he meant. Like in another one of my joints, we're not getting into it, but I was like taking L's from an OG, that's Big Timber, and like
Log.
You know what I mean? That's like it's so stupid and simple. Yeah. But if you just take it so literally, you know, if you're taking L's from an OG, that's you know, and then you're like, what did Big Tim? What does that mean? Yeah. And then you go, oh, he just spelled log.
Log. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's so simple.
The simplicity makes it complex.
Yes, it's so simple, but people overlook it, and it's like, no, but you gotta get a little deeper sometimes.
And that's what Barcodes is all about. Is because you know, as an artist myself, it's like I don't like when I put something out and it clearly gets overlooked over their head because they didn't see the complexity in it. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that you're supposed to understand everything and go into it, but you don't want to wait that whatever amount of time.
I disagree. I think it gives people replay value, and then eventually, when they do realize, hopefully they do. They might never, and that's what sucks.
That's the gamble.
If they don't ever, but if they do, they're only gonna put you up higher, and they're
go back and listen.
But here's the thing: it's always gonna be your core listeners that will eventually get it. But the thing is, sometimes you'll present that to like a new listener or whatnot.
Right. Or a casual
the saturation of music. Because they don't give it the time to really
and let's be honest, we all want to be appreciated for our arts.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? We do. And for what they are, not the surface part of it, like for really the time and the effort that we put in. But like I was talking earlier with my man, I mentioned A$AP Rock, not A$AP Rocky, but A$AP Rock.
Yeah.
And there's stuff to him that's too much. You know what I mean? And I've never wanted to be too much to where like you need to have a doctorate to analyze my stuff. You know what I mean? Like I want to be sort of simplify it, but also just keep it ill and clever and like you know what I mean? Like give them replay value. And when you listen to a lot of my stuff, especially my newer stuff, like I don't do a lot of like tracks that have 3 verses, 16 bars each, and there's 2 hooks. Because like to me, I think the way that people are in 2023 is like we have the shortest attention spans that we've ever had as listeners or people who take in any type of art, and that like if you look at like Spotify and whatever, like your analytics, like if they ain't getting all the way through your song, like if they're not listening to 3.5 minutes and they just go on a minute 40-second and then they go to the next song, and that happens a lot. Yeah. First of all, you ain't getting paid the full amount for your stream because that's how they get you.
Yeah, you're gonna get the 0.5%.
Right.
Millicent.
If I do a minute and 40-second song, right, and there's a little hook at the end or whatever, and they go, that shit was hot, and they replay it and they listen to the whole thing, now I'm getting paid twice.
Now you got 2 cents.
Now I got a minute and 40-second song that's half as long as you put in the time to your song. Not no disrespect for anybody that want to make full on, because hooks and everything there's always somebody who wants that. But now I'm getting paid the same amount of stream prices for a minute and 30-second song as I would have for a 3-minute song, and I'm getting replay value. Wow. You know, and then like when people and when they heads that really are heads that want to listen to it, they're gonna go back and listen to it because they go, what did he say, or what was that, or that shit was hot. Like let's run that back. You know what I mean? And like, and I take it to like a little bit of I wasn't a huge punk rock fan when I was a kid, but if you listen to old punk rock songs, they 2 minutes long, and they fast, and a lot of metal and hardcore, and they just they get into it, and then they done, and then you know what it does, especially as a performer, it leaves you wanting more, and it's better to leave them wanting more than to leave it all on the stage and have them get bored halfway through it. Yeah, so if you come out and see me rock, like I'll do a 15-minute set, and it'll be a song and a hook, and it goes right directly into another joint. and I'm gonna give you 15 minutes straight back to back, no pauses, very little talking, and hopefully what that's gonna do is you're gonna go, yo, that was wild. Like, where do I listen to this dude's stuff? Like, how can I get more of this?
Yeah.
Like, we don't want to leave it all on the table. You want them to come find your table.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Cliffhanger.
Dropping gems on them. Dropping gems on them. That's what's up, man.
So let me see where I was at. The noodle dish, and then on the road to being rude and rich, she do his food like a noodle dish. That's from the last one. Fucking doodle heads. This is fine art. Avant-garde from the start. Bounce loser, get the sharpshooter. Young Brett the hitman heart. Hit with the tip of a missile. Bitch, my computer won't miss you. Stipple grip for the creature comforts. Let's iron out some issues.
Okay.
So, you know, doodle heads, we all know what a fucking doodle head is. It's just like, it's just a...
Somebody who's not very talented.
Just like...
It's like the most basic form of drawing is your doodling.
Is, you know, it's just whatever. Something you do when you're bored and you're trying to focus on something else. This is fine art. And, you know, I believe that, again, the 10,000 hours thing, like, you know, it's not... I'm not Picasso, but I do my thing. So this is fine art. And then avant-garde from the start is basically I came up under a bunch of other MCs. My brother's 4 years older than me. I've been hip-hop since I can remember, surrounded by B-boys and graffiti artists, and like just really in this culture since I can remember as a jit. And so like I've just like avant-garde from the start is just real. Like I've always considered it an art, and I've also always considered it special. You know what I mean? So when I approach it, it's more than just like just doing something. Like like I'm not, anybody could tell you, like I'm not a dude that like, okay, let's sesh. I'm gonna come to the studio, we'll listen to a beat, and I'm gonna write a 16, or we'll do a song together in an hour. Like that's cool, and I've done it, but that's not the best of me. So like when it comes to me doing my stuff and my art, like I'm really putting the time. I'm like really putting the time in. And I'm also like a classic artist where like I hate my shit.
Your own worst critic. Like,
yeah, I hate like I don't hate it. I know what I got, and I know, but you know what I mean? Like I'm very, very, very hard on myself.
Man.
And it's like, you know, like dead artists don't eat at the same time, which basically means like even visual artists, you think of some of the most famous artists of all times, like they never got to enjoy their spoils ever because they were so in their own shit, bro. They were so in their own thing that they didn't care. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like people, I've been doing it a long time, and they're like, oh, and I'm like, yeah, it's like a growth. It's like I can't stop doing it. It's like something that's inside of me forcing me to do it. Like if I was smart, I would have stopped 15 years ago and went to law school or something, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's such a big part of me because of my upbringing and my older brother and everything that I've been through, that it's like I look at it like very special thing, man. Like I look at it like a very special thing, and I don't want to put no half-ass stuff out there in the world.
Word.
So I've always trying to be, you know, you might not like it or whatever, but I'm always trying to do something special. And if it don't move me, then it ain't moving out my house. It ain't moving out my computer. It ain't moving out anything. You know what I mean? Because like I don't wanna be, that shit's out there forever. And I don't wanna go back. I've done it. You know, I go back and then you go, oh. I put that one out. Yeah, that one. You know, like I think anybody, if you put enough music out in the catalog, you go,
there's gonna be bound to be. There's bound to be something
even
that exists.
Just one or two lines that are out there, and I go, shit, make me cringe.
I ain't gonna lie, that happens to me all the time. Every time I listen to some older shit, I'm like,
I know, but
and people be like, yo, this is the shit. I'm like,
but I think that's growth. That's growth too, and that's growth too. And like none of us are the same artists that we started being when we were artists. If you've been doing it a while, like hopefully you're getting better. Hopefully you're getting better. Bounce loser, get the sharpshooter, young Brett the hitman heart. And we was talking about how, you know, the avant-garde stuff is like I want to make art, and more than that, I want to make something that I like. You know what I mean? Like I ain't chasing a fad. I ain't trying to get paper. I'm not trying to make a witty hook. I don't do a lot of features with people that I even think would help my project out. Don't really care. I just want to do something dope and something that at the end of the day that I'm okay with, like putting on Spotify, and I go, this is cool. If I don't get a lot of play, I don't care, man. I don't care. But I put out something that is gonna be there. Unless, Skynet happens and they hit us with an EMP,
it wipes everything
going
out.
back to the track, and it wipes everything out. And otherwise, I do got vinyl. Go check out my old vinyl.
go.
It's OG shit. But yeah, and then Bounce Loser, Get the Sharpshooter, Young Bret the Hitman Hart is just, that's just my cocky stuff. Like, if you don't like it, you could not listen to my stuff. And with the Sharpshooter, that was Bret the Hitman's Hart signature move. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And another wrestling reference.
Yeah, that's a wrestling reference.
We gotta put Beleaf on.
That's it, yo. We're gonna have to find a button or something like that, like
Yes.
a sound bite, a sound bit or whatever, because we have a lot of artists that come here
And they reference.
and it's a common thing. There's always wrestling references.
I think that's our childhood.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
we spoke
if
on
you,
it.
I mean, if you get to our age or whatever, like, I think that was a common thing in our childhood, whether, like, most of us didn't ever think it was real. We all knew what it was, but it was the entertainment.
It was still fun.
No, it was fun. I always said it was like, it's a man's soap opera. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we all know it's fake, but it's so ill and entertaining, and like,
Yeah,
everybody's got their own. It's like hip hop too. When you think about it, like, everybody got their own identity. Having your own finishing move is like your own style.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like, that's what separates you from all the other wrestlers that never made it and made shit. They didn't have an identity, and they cocky as hell. We all seen them before and after interviews of like
promoting
with Mean
fights
Gene
before.
Okerlund and shit, like interviewing people, and they like, you know what I mean? And they got that.
And here we are years later down the line where UFC fighters are now implementing what, Chael Sonnen was big with that. He was just one of those talkers, and he knew that what brought people to his fight, just the casual viewer, is not so much that he had technique and whatnot or his fighting style. It's just that he was able to talk trash about his opponent.
Conor McGregor.
And then later, and then you have later
I think
iterations.
Conor McGregor is really the one that they won't ever admit it, but he's really took the UFC to a new level because. And he had some nasty fights, but I don't think I would consider him like the greatest UFC fighter of all time. But like, he had that super villain thing. Yeah. And like, even further than that, like, you get into these YouTubers and these people that are boxing now, the Jake Paul and stuff. Like, I watched that last Jake Paul fight, and everybody just wanted to see him get knocked out. Nobody was like, "Yo, I can't wait to see this guy win." They thought he was gonna knock homie out in the first round, but it's wrestling, bro, and it's the same thing with like MCing.
They're implementing
like,
the same.
It's you're cocky, you're confident, and you're the best there is, and like that's a certain thing that you got to carry, man.
True. Yeah. That wrestling sound bite is gonna come. So
we gotta figure out ding ding ding.
Yeah, I was about to say maybe a ding ding ding.
Yeah. Or like lady, And then so Young Bret the Hitman Hart hit with the tip of a missile. Bitch, my computer won't miss you. Stipple grip for the creature comforts. Let's iron out some issues. So that's some levels right there too. So hit with the tip of a missile. My computer won't miss you is like on some drone shit. Because even in the world of warfare today, everything is done with computers, bro. You can hit somebody in Saudi with a drone from thousands of miles away, and that's the power of the internet, and that's the power of the computer, and that's why my computer a legend, my computer a weapon. Like, there's levels to that. And then stipple grip for the creature comforts. Let's iron out some issues. If you don't know what a stipple grip is, it's when you get the pistol, the palm of the pistol gripped up with like the sandpaper stipple grip. Okay. And creature comforts. We all know what creature comforts is. It just makes your hand feel better, whatever. But then let's iron out some issues, and we know what iron is. It's also la plancha, but it's you know what I mean. But it's also it's also heat, man. It's also
term for weapons,
and I ain't a violent guy, but this is hip hop, and I got one at home. Don't come see me.
It's Florida, man. You already know.
And then back to the Skynet. Yo, this is zeros and ones. A wave of the scanner, we clearing them funds. You living in fear of the guards, they steering you wrong, just bumping them gums. Zeros and ones is everything now. Yeah. They don't want us using cash. Everything is digital. And if you know digital and computers, it's just basically zeros and ones, open circuit, closed circuit. It's, look into that if you don't know, because that's basically the whole infrastructure of the world right now. You living in fear.
It's that green shower that people see in the Matrix.
Yeah,
that green
yeah,
shower
yeah.
is all combination of zeros.
I know you
and
heard the
one.
word encrypted.
Encrypted.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then next, you living in fear of the guards. They steering you wrong, just bumping them gums. That's like a reference to not necessarily spiritualism or gods, but the people that look at people like gods in this days, like the talking heads in the news, politicians, and everybody looks at them like they are kings and queens, and they are telling us all the truth, and we need to follow every word they say, but they just bumping their gums, trying to get power, and they steering you down the wrong path, because really whatever's happening in your immediate community is really the only thing that needs to matter for you, because so much fear mongering in the media, you know what I mean? Just like people are so concerned with stuff that's happening in other places, which is sad. Like, we need to be conscious,
acknowledge,
you know what I mean? And I'm socially aware myself, but
where you have the most effect is, like you said, it's
locally,
closest to you. Yeah, so that's why it should be the most important.
But also, like, worrying about stuff that's out of your control is sort of a way that they can get you off your game.
Yeah.
Like, think about, the South Florida. I know everybody that's watching is not from South Florida, but if you've ever been through a hurricane in South Florida, and the way that the news will come on and be like, oh, you're all going to die, which is like not true.
It's like a Category 1.
Yeah, and whatever. And now the whole stores is flooded. There ain't no bread. There's no water. There's no gasoline. And that's the fear of the guards. They steering you wrong, just bumping their gums, man. You know what I mean?
I appreciate that. But put a rewind on that shit.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Yeah. That's facts right there. That's facts.
You know what I mean? And that that you could. That's what this whole thing, Barcodes, is about. Like, you could hear that and just go over it and just skip over that. But that's just that's the realness. You gotta really think about these things. A simple sentence of like, what does he mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah. And the thinking part is that's the tough thing to sell people on nowadays, because there's a lot of people who just don't want to think. So they rather fall back and let you tell them, and then that's what they're going to go based on.
It's so easy to go about your day. And I think that's the difference between us as creatives and other people that are just out there. And not to say, like, I think there's other people that are creative and they just too scared to be creative. Like, they got a love for art. Like, maybe they painted when they were a kid, but they go, oh, no, I'm not, like, and it's like, that's not what life is about, bro. You need to be creating.
Yeah.
Because if you ain't creating, you dying. You know what I mean? Like, we all need to have some type of outlet to express ourselves. And I think the people that don't and are shunned and they're in a box, I think they, put on a smile and they got a big house and a nice car, but they miserable, bro. They probably more miserable. Like, look at India. They say India is the poorest country in the world or whatever, but they also say they're some of the happiest people, bro, because, being content in what you have is like, that's some Buddhist stuff. Like, desire is pain. You feel me? If you don't have a desire for something you can't obtain, you won't have pain in your heart because you're content with what you have. And, being creative is just a way to give back to the world and put something beautiful out there, or just to make yourself feel better, bro. Even if you just painting and you hang it in your house and you go, I like that. You know?
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Where were we? My fault.
All you get from me.
Oh, yeah. All you get from me is double mids and a large pair of hanging nuts. Life's a bitch for a minor fee. You could rearrange her famous guts. Bitch, my computer be pimping. Software dripping, the newest edition. Display shining in 4K. Got the haters saying poor K.
Okay.
So, more of that hip-hop cocky stuff, which is, if you ever listen to me, you're always going to get a good, 50% of that in my shit. But life's a bitch for a minor fee. You could rearrange her famous guts. Like, back to what I was saying, you got some money. You can get really far in the world and do really foul shit. And life's a bitch, but at the same time, we only got one of them, you know what I mean?
That's true. Yeah.
So...
Yeah, no, and I see, for a minor fee, life's a bitch for a minor fee. It's like you can have your way with her, which is that's it's kind of cyclical, because people will do things, questionable things, just to bring in this money that will make life better.
Right.
But by the way you went around getting that money, it puts you in a tough position again, even though now you feel you might be in the clear, but it's not.
Yeah, unless you're a complete sociopath, which we need to get.
That's true, and that happens too.
Them,
And that happens too.
They're out there.
There's a lot of them in the rap world too. We all know it.
Yeah, it's true.
And then I went into back to my computer, you know, back to Skynet. Bitch, my computer be pimping, software dripping the newest edition, display shining in 4K, got the haters saying porky. So it's, you know, it's being, you know, everybody worried about they drip, you know? What's your drip look like? How fly are you? Which I'm, you know, I'm a victim, honestly. But, you know, my display shining in 4K. Like, I got, you know, my MacBook got the 4K resolution. The newest edition. What I mean by that is, like, I got the latest software upgrade, you know what I mean? Yeah. But also the newest edition kicks, got the latest whip, you know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like, it's all layers right there. And there's always gonna be a hater, you know what I mean?
Asking why.
Yeah, or just like even if you worked your ass off to get where you are, someone's gonna hate on you for it.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's, you know, that's like, you could do that, but you just over there hating, bro. And I did this to get where I'm at, you know what I mean? And then we go into jamming the signal you sent, decoded the facts of the message. I'm packing a MacBook Pro, hacking in the back of the Acura Legend. Which that if you know what that is, if you know what that is, that's a flip on the classic
skit off of a Capital Punishment, where it's like packing the Mac in the back of the act.
You know what I mean?
Yo, you was all right.
So
you were like, yeah, but I was packing the Mac.
That's just more Skynet computer references. You know, jamming the signal you sent, decoded the facts of the message. You know, that's like encryption and all this other stuff. Yeah. And then I'm packing a MacBook Pro, hacking in the back of the Acura Legend, which is mean I'm just on remote location with the MacBook, you know, back to the zeros and ones, you know, scamming. Like, bro, scammers be anywhere, bro. You could be outside your house, hacked into your internet, stealing your whole life's worth. You know what I mean?
So they usually at the gas pump. That's why I don't use that shit.
Well, facts.
That's right. I don't use that shit. I go pay inside every fucking time now.
And you know what? You get obviously they want. It's weird because cash, if you pay with cash, you get it cheaper.
Yes, correct. You get a discount rate on the gas.
A lot of people don't roll with cash anymore, so I get that.
Yeah, you'll
see.
Heard of that? No, you've never seen it when you put a sign.
No, you get cheaper gas if you pay cash.
They have a cash price and then a credit price.
But no, hey, news to everybody. Debit, like I know everybody got a debit card, right? But don't use your debit card for anything. Okay, credit cards is whatever, because you can call them credit card companies and you can say I got ripped off and they're going to give you that money right back. A debit card, that's coming straight out of your bank account. That's all your cash. Especially at the gas station, at the bars. Use your credit card, dog, and pay that shit off every month so you don't get the interest fees. All right, drop a little knowledge on y'all. All that right here. But yo, the debit card is gonna be a pain in the ass. You're gonna have to wait a long time for them to refund that money. But a credit card, bro, if they scam you, you just call the company. They're gonna take care of it. So on God, do that. You know what I mean? And then just to finish it up, like the whole thing in the story is, bitch, my computer a legend. Bitch, my computer a weapon. Allegedly, my computer full of weaponry. Bitch, please don't step to me. Bitch, please don't step to me. So,
all right. Yo.
Skynet, baby. Skynet.
Yeah.
Round of applause.
I bet, you know, it'd be nice to be back in the day and doing everything on ADAT, reel to reel. And,
like you said, the task cam.
I've done it. You know, I've done all that, and it's great. It's definitely not convenient, and it's very expensive.
It's not convenient at all.
It's very expensive and not convenient.
Yeah.
So, you know,
had my little 4-track back in the day, you know.
Yeah, task cam, 4-track, baby. Everybody got that.
That was pivotal.
MK2, I think it was task cam.
I was recording off of a stage mic.
Yeah, like a Shure.
Like a stage mic fucking with duct tape on a broomstick because I didn't have a stand, dude.
Bro, that
little pop stopper on top.
What do you think they did in '92? You know what I mean? Honestly, what do you think they did in '92? Not everybody had these D&D $1 million studios. People was in their closet with the eggshell crates from the empty egg things on their wall.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like literally a Shure 57 taped up to something holding it together, or hanging from the cord off the clothing rack, the clothing rod. Wrap that thing around there, tap that in.
The struggles, man. The struggles of back in the day, bro.
That's real, bro.
Look at us now, baby.
Yay.
For sure.
Y.K Hamilton, where could they find you? Where they could keep up with music?
Y.K Hamilton on Instagram, YouTube, all that. I got the new project coming out. Got a merch drop coming next month. Re-releasing some old merch stuff. So come mess with me. We do well on the merch drops. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, new project coming out with my homie Mike Estrella out of Charlotte, one of my brothers. Mad shows, more shows coming up. Me and my homie Shithouse Mouse doing another takeover in Fort Lauderdale. Collaborations, art, food vendors.
Fresh.
You know, we getting busy, man. Shout out to Barcodez. Shout out to South Florida Heads. Shout out to Real Hip Hop. You know what I mean? We out here, man. Appreciate being here.
Beleaf, let's get into Skynet. Oh, before you get into Skynet, yo, rate, comment, subscribe, notifications, all that good shit.
That's right.
And stay tuned for more of this Barcodes.
So much heat on the CPU, yo, bitch, my computer not. Every day I pray to Skynet. I need a buy for sneaker drops. Copping crippy with cryptocurrency. Bitch, my computer rich. All these inflammatory statements got me taking. Can go below it into a rig. I ain't new to this. Watch the way I maneuver it. 10 and 2 when I'm gripping it. Control the range, Benny Whippleton. Dropping horses out the circuit board. Oh Lord, bitch, my computer kick. On the road to being rooted rich. Y'all dudes food like a noodle dish. Fucking doodle heads, this is fine art. All on guard from the start. Bounce loser, get the sharpshooter. Young Brett, the hitman hard. Hit with the tip of a missile. Bitch, my computer won't miss you. Stipple grip for the creature comforts. Let's iron out some issues. This is zeros and ones. A wave of the scanner, we clearing them fawns. You living in fear of the guards, they steering you wrong, bumping them gums. All you get from me is double mids and a large pair of hanging nuts. Life's a bitch for a minor fee. You can rearrange her famous guts. Bitch, my computer be pimping. Software dripping the newest edition. Display shining in 4K. Got the haters saying 4K. Jamming the signal you sent. Decoded the facts of the message. Come on. I'm packing a MacBook Pro, hacking in the back of the Acura Legend. Bitch, my computer a legend. Bitch, my computer a legend. Bitch, my computer a weapon. Bitch, my computer a weapon. Allegedly, my computer for the weaponry. Bitch, please don't step to me. Please, bitch, don't step to me. Y.K.